can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Nina. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kina. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that's seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, young G's. And I'm a self-made man out of Sweden. And it's still off top, I'm tweaking. But I still gotta fight my demons. I ain't no good, I'm evil. I ain't been clean since Eden. It's a war going on outside. Make you put your hands on your head like the Macarena. That's why I gotta watch my demeanor. You know they locking up blacks and Latinos. It's the same old.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the WAG show. This is episode 11. It is Monday, February 27th, and we are here to talk about today's NBA games, today's college basketball games. We're going to be going through some of the premium tools over on betkarma.com and giving out some of our bets for tonight. If you guys are new here, we do the show every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, I'm excited. We're heading into the best time of the year, which is March Madness. We got to get through basically this week and the conference tournaments. And then, Selection Sunday will be here and we'll be right into the tournament. And the first 4 days of the NCAA tournament is the best 4 days of the year. You can put up, Super Bowl is right there, because you also have the waste management going on for golf, and you have like NBA going on, and then the Masters is right there as well for me. But I think for the most part, the first 4 days of the NCAA tournament is the best ever. So I have a college basketball bet for tonight. I have an NBA pick for tonight. I think our NBA pick already got bumped. So this is why it pays to sign up at betkarma.com for the premium access, because you would have got this line before it got moved, because I think it got moved up. Matt, what's up? Dewan, what's up? In the chat. If you guys have bets that you want me to talk about as well, you can post them in the chat. Matt just posted one. Or if you're in the Discord, I can pull the Discord up too. So if you guys have bets, post them in there, and we'll talk about them a little bit. We'll go through NBA first. It's only 4 games tonight. Pretty weird Monday. Typically, we have a big slate on Monday, but Spike, what's up? Typically, we have a bigger amount of games, so I don't know why there's only 4 games tonight, but kind of a weird day for basketball, which is why I have a college pick for tonight as well. So I'll run through the injury stuff quickly, and then we'll kind of talk about these picks. Matt wants to know about Julius Randle over 2.5 threes on DraftKings Sportsbook. LaMelo assist and Marcus Smart points and assists. Yeah, we'll pull this stuff up. So as far as injury goes, like I said, 4 games. Big news: Jaylen Brown is out for the Celtics. So that boosts up pretty much all the other starters. Tatum, obviously, gets he's going to handle the ball more. Fantasy-wise, his fantasy points per minute go up, obviously. That comes into play for betting as well, especially on prize picks. Derek White is going to get a pretty much a 4% usage rate increase. So big bump for Derek White. I will say, if you guys remember, it was right around when we first started up this show. We were really heavy. We were betting on Derek White a ton when the Celtics were banged up, and it was like a printing press, dude. I mean, this guy was going off every night. But you also have to factor in that they were down Brown at that point, but they also were missing Marcus Smart for a large portion of those games. So I still think Derek White can have success tonight, but it's not just a slam dunk situation as it was a few weeks ago because they were also missing Marcus Smart. So we just have to remember that. For the Heat, we've Tyler Herro questionable. They're already down Kyle Lowry. He's been confirmed out. Gabe Vincent's going to start for Lowry. If Herro's out, I think probably Max Strus is like the big winner, but Victor Oladipo gets bumped up as well. And then it obviously helps out like Jimmy Butler as well. But yeah, that's about it for Miami. Detroit is clearly tanking. I mean, everyone is out for Detroit tonight. Jaden Ivey's out, which this is a personal reason for him. So it's not like they're just like choosing how to play. But Jaden Ivey's out. Jalen Duren is out. Bogdanovich is out. And then they have Isaiah Stewart questionable. So I've been back and forth on if I think Isaiah Stewart's going to play. Even if he plays, like they're still down, three starters. If he's out also, it's going to be mainly James Wiseman and Bagley. Like James Wiseman's going to get a big bump if Stewart's out. But overall, the tank is in full effect here for Detroit. They got just a ton of guys out tonight. And then that's really it other than PJ Washington, who's listed as doubtful, not expected to play for the Hornets tonight. And that's actually a big one because that goes hand in hand with what my favorite bet was today, which I'll give out here in a little bit. So we're going to run through kind of what you guys were asking about. And then after we get through NBA, if you guys are just joining up, first, like the video. It helps us out. But two, I'm going to give out a college basketball bet at the end of this as well. Someone in chat asked about Jake Paul. Okay, so I love boxing at its core. Like growing up and stuff I love boxing. So I thought it was an okay fight. There was no real complaints. I mean, I don't really like Jake Paul or his brother. I think they're super annoying. But I can respect him for getting out there and trying to. It's not easy to just become a boxer, especially when you haven't done that, growing up. But at least he made boxing fun for a little bit because the UFC has just completely taken over combat sports. Like no one even cares about boxing anymore, and I love boxing. So I can respect him for at least making boxing somewhat interesting for a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was an all right fight. I did think he was going to win. I thought they would give it to him like regardless, especially when he knocked him down in the last round. Like I thought they would just give it to him. Even if he lost, like I thought they'd still give it to him. So that's good to know. At least it wasn't like completely fixed because I was pretty comfortable with them giving it to Fury. So anyways, back on track here. I'm going to pull up the prize picks predictor on betkarma.com. If you guys have never seen this tool, one, that means you're new to the show, but we pull this up daily on the show. This is, we have a predictor for all three websites, Prize Picks, Monkey Knife Fight, Underdog, depending on what you bet on. Obviously, Prize Picks is the most popular as it currently stands, but we have projections for all sports. You can see, you can toggle here. NBA, NHL, college basketball obviously has NFL when that's going on. It has MLB when baseball gets here, but how this works is it provides the lines of all these players, and then it has our projections as well. So you can sort by the difference, which is what it's preset on. You can see the differential between our projections and the line posted by Prize Picks. That helps you identify value bets and then bets, whether over or under. And then you can also sort, like if you want, like, you can just pull it up by highest number. Like you can see we have Embiid projected for the most points on the slate tonight at right around 32 points. But if you guys bet regularly on Prize Picks, I think that it is smart for you to sign up, get access to this tool. You also get access to the premium Discord channel. You get access to my picks, Spike's picks, the rest of our staff picks for all sports. It's a really good deal, I think, just being able to use these tools, though, because I mean, this tool is super easy to use, and I've never really had anyone say anything negatively about it from my experience. And anyone that's signed up has always had good things to say. Ingram, 20 plus points. Franz Wagner, over 3.5 boards. All right, so we'll start getting into some of these. So I know Matt had asked about Julius Randle. So when I don't know if you guys remember, but earlier on in the season, the Knicks, they were down. I think RJ Barrett was out for a while. And, dude, we were just betting Julius Randle threes like we were betting it like every day. Like, this guy was launching three-pointers at an ungodly rate. And then the night that I stopped betting it, he set an NBA record for most consecutive missed threes in the first quarter. He started off in the first quarter alone, 0 of 8 from three-point land. I mean, yeah, I don't know how that's even possible. I remember that. Dude, how do you go 0 of 8 in a quarter? Like, it's not even the fact that you missed 8 in a row. You fired off 8 threes in a not even a full quarter of basketball. I mean, good Lord. But to answer your question, Matt, over 2.5 threes, I think has value. The line on FanDuel, I don't know if it's just moved or what. The line on FanDuel Sportsbook is actually 3.5. So you are getting some value by getting it at 2.5 on DraftKings. So I am comfortable with the over there. And I think without Brown, the game should be relatively close. You know, it's a 2.5 point spread, but I could see the game being close. 2 of 13 final. Was that so the night he went 0 of 8, he finished 2 of 13? Because the line was at 2.5. I don't even think I ever went back and checked because I was just so I watched the first quarter and I was so mad. I don't even think I ever went back and looked. Let me go. Someone was asking about LaMelo. All right, I'll pull up our projections for assists and see what we got. I mean, obviously the line's going to be high. So his line's at 10. I've talked about this a few times, but when you have someone, their line is like 10 assists, like it's going to be really rare for our projections to like the over because that line is just so high. Now that doesn't mean that he can't go over that number because he certainly can, especially against Detroit. Very, very good matchup for guys to make shots. So he can definitely go over, but it's just going to be rare that our projections actually recommend the over just because the line is so high. So I wouldn't take what the projections say if you're betting a super high line like this. I wouldn't take the projection as a gospel just because the line is so high. So if you feel fine with the over, go for it. I know, like, at least potential assist wise, he's been top of the league, top 3, top 4 over the last 5 days. So he's putting himself in position to get these high numbers, and it's a really good matchup. So if you like that number, go for it. I'm not going to say no. As far as the Marcus Smart one for points plus assists, I don't know what you have the line at. I'm seeing 18.5. I think that's a little high, and without even checking, I'm going to check right now, but I'm going to assume – I don't know what the projections say. I guess let's see here. Yeah, they have it under. Well, they actually have it over because it's 17.5. So if you can get it at 17.5, I think it's fine. 18.5 to me. I don't think I'd bet 18.5. So whoever asked about Smart points and assists, 17.5, I'm fine with. I wouldn't bet it if it's 18.5. It just seems a little bit too high. But he could do good without Brown for sure. I think I'd rather if I was going to bet on Celtics though, like even though I was saying to be cautious on Derek White because they have Smart back, I would rather bet on Derek White than I would Marcus Smart, I think, tonight. So you can do with that what you will, but I prefer Derek White to Marcus Smart, I think. Spike had asked about Franz Wagner rebounds. I actually like this matchup a little bit for Orlando, Spike. I think it's not too bad. I think I'm good with that over of 3.5. I'll pull up what our stuff has it on here. But without checking, I think I'd be good with that. Yeah, we have them. We don't have them. We don't have them over 4, but we have them, right around it. So I think over 3.5 on Franz Wagner rebounds is fine, Spike, for sure. CJ 15 plus points on FanDuel. Yeah, it's Orlando. We've talked about this for DFS specifically, but Orlando's been a really good matchup for opposing guards this season. So I don't hate that. What's your pick for today? Yeah, okay, I'll give it out now since we were kind of talking about it. But like I said, I think this line moved. Let me pull it up. Let me check on the books here. Yeah, okay. So my pick for today was Mark Williams over 21.5 points plus rebounds. The books have it at 22.5 now. I don't know if it moved on Prize Picks because this updates every hour and it's not 4 o'clock yet. So if you guys could let me know in chat if it moved to 22.5 on Prize Picks. We got it earlier at 21.5 though in Discord. So this is why you sign up for the premium package. You can get stuff before they move. I still think I'm fine. I mean, we have it at almost 25. I still think I'm fine with over 22.5, but obviously you would prefer to get it at 21.5. He's coming off a monster game. I think he had 20 rebounds in his last game with PJ Washington out. Was like that was a direct. He was a direct beneficiary of PJ Washington being out. PJ Washington not supposed to play tonight. It's a really good matchup against Detroit. They're down all these big guys. I think that obviously you can see the projections like it a lot. We have it at almost 25, but I really like this play. It's my favorite play of the day. To Spike's point in chat, Mark Williams fantasy score, solid replacement. Yeah, so on Prize Picks, if it is 22.5 and you don't want to bet that, I think Spike had his fantasy score at 30 points. You can just bet the over on the fantasy score, which I'm obviously fine with. And we also have fantasy score projections as well. And you can see we have them over 30.5. We have them almost 33.5 fantasy points. So good with the over there. If you can't get the 21.5 line, we are good with the over on fantasy score as well. If you guys have any other NBA bets to discuss, I will pull them up. We'll talk about them a little bit. But Mark Williams over 21.5 points plus rebounds or the 30.5 fantasy score. That's my pick for today. I'm going to give out my college pick as well. I already gave it out in the Discord, so if you're in there, you saw me post about it. I'm gonna pull up KenPom real quick when we talk about this college pick because I just think this is so funny. Franz points less. Are you talking about regular points or fantasy points? So you're talking about his rebounds. We like the over. If you're talking about his regular points, let me see here. We have him. Yeah, we have him under for his regular points. If you're talking about fantasy points, we have him under as well. His fantasy points, I don't have it pulled up because I pulled up KenPom, but Franz Wagner's fantasy points is the second highest differential in our projections today. So I think if you want to take an under, the fantasy score might be a little bit better than just the regular points because it's almost a 25.5% difference. All right, so for college pick today, if you guys can bet on sports, if you haven't signed up for any books yet or you want to sign up for a new book, on betkarma.com, you can click sportsbook promos. You can get free bets. Even if it's not new in your state, you can still get free bets by signing up with our link to any of the big books, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever you guys want. But tonight we're going with Florida Gulf Coast. I bet you can get them at +2. I bet +2, and I also bet the money line. So I think they're going to win this game outright against Queens. I pulled up KenPom here just because it's so funny. How can I back a team? How can anyone back Queens as a favorite here? They have like the worst defense I've ever seen. 315th in the country in defensive efficiency. It's like horrific, dude. It's not only the worst defense by far in their conference, it's one of the worst defenses in the entire country. So how can I back that team as a favorite when they're that bad defensively? They're also really bad defensively, as you can see right here. 3-point percentage outside the top 290. Florida Gulf Coast actually pretty decent, top 110, 35%, decent 3-point shooting team. They also struggle defensively against the pick and roll, which Florida Gulf Coast runs a lot of pick and roll. So I think it's offensively a great spot for Florida Gulf Coast. They played this team, obviously being in their conference, they played this team once already. Florida Gulf Coast was up double digits in the first half. They lost the game by 2 points, and it was on the road at Queens. This game, given that it's the conference tournament, it's at a neutral spot. So they won't have to deal with like the home court aspect of it. And I think Florida Gulf Coast has a win against USC. They beat USC in their first game of the season. I think Florida Gulf Coast is the better team. And there's just no possible way that I can back a team as a favorite that's that bad defensively. That's one of the worst defenses I've ever seen. And that's why we're taking Florida Gulf Coast. So you could take them +2. You could take them on the money line. I think it's +115. I bet both. I think they're going to win the game outright. I don't typically like to bet on small schools outside of the tournament because I don't follow college basketball until around now. But I've done a lot of college research the last few days getting ready for the tournament. And I just think this defense is just hysterical for Queens here. This 315th ranked defense. So we're taking Florida Gulf Coast tonight for college. We're taking Mark Williams over 21.5 points plus rebounds in the NBA, or his fantasy score if you can't get that 21.5 point line. If you guys have any other bets, drop them in. We'll talk about them. If not, I'll be heading out of here. We'll be back Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a bigger NBA slate to dissect. We'll have some more college basketball conference tournament action to dissect. Any other picks? I haven't bet anything else today, but I've been debating betting West Virginia. They play Iowa State on the road, but the line is, I believe, 5.5. I think I like West Virginia +5.5, but I haven't bet it yet. I'm kind of debating if I want to. But if you absolutely want another play, I think West Virginia +5.5 is probably fine. NBA picks. Yeah, I gave it out. It's Mark Williams over 21.5 points plus rebounds. Or you could take his fantasy score if you can't get that line. And then Spike posted in chat the Franz Wagner over 3.5 rebounds. I actually like that pretty decent amount. So, you could throw that in there as well. All right, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Like I said, we'll be back Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern to talk about college basketball, NBA, MLB, whatever you guys want to talk about. But we'll be back tomorrow. It'll be me as well. Travis is still out, so I'll be your host this week. Thank you for tuning in. Good luck on your bets tonight. And if you have any other questions, hop in the Discord. I'll be in there all night. But good luck tonight, guys.